Welcome back to the Eddie Garcia channel. I'm going to be talking about how to build credit from scratch. For those of you listening, if you are 18 years old, you're 19, 20 years old, and you've never had any credit under your name, you have no idea, you don't even know how to spell credit, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to be showing you a very simple way to be able to start building your credit correctly. This is not the only method to build your credit, but this is one of the best ways that I've seen that works throughout the years, and it's very straightforward and is available to a lot of people out there. Step one, you first want to apply to a secured credit card, okay? Why a secured credit card? Because the likelihood of you getting approved straight off the bat from a tier 1 financial institution for an unsecured credit card is very low. And if you do, it's gonna probably have a very low credit limit. If you are someone with very wealthy parents, or you already have a business venture and you make quite a bit of money, then yes, I would highly recommend you go to Chase and then open a checking account with them, throw as much money as possible with them. If you were lucky like me, I already had a relationship with Chase since I was 13 years old because my parents' code allowed me to have a kids or students checking account. And so I was able to foster a relationship with them for many, many years before I even applied for credit with them for the first time. So if you're able to do that and get straight off the bat, get approved for a personal unsecured credit card from them, then yes, I highly recommend going to Chase, especially right now that they recently, a few months ago, released a new credit product for beginners. Then I'll highly recommend you doing that. But if you can't get approved for them because you don't have a relationship or you just don't have enough money in the bank account, then I would highly recommend you going to the Discover It secured credit card. A secured credit card that I recommend is the Discover It. Why do I recommend the Discover It? The reason why is because after 6 months, you can ask them to upgrade you to a unsecured credit card. And here's the beautiful thing. When you get a secured credit card with other financial institutions, not all, but most financial institutions, what they would do is when you ask them to upgrade you to an unsecured credit card, what they would do is close the secured credit card down, return your money, and then open and have you apply for a new unsecured credit card. We don't want to do that. Why is that? First of all, because you'll get new card inquiry on your credit report for that. Then second of all, because they're going to close an account that you've had on your credit report for 6 months, and then they're going to apply for the new credit product, the unsecured one, and then you're going to lose the 6 months of credit history. We don't want to do that. So what Discover, all it does is a product change. It keeps the same account open, but it goes from a secured credit card to unsecured credit card, and they just return you the money. So that's the beautiful thing. The other thing is that you can also be earning cash back with that secured credit card. So you're going to be earning cash back. And the other thing, when you ask for an unsecured credit card, when you ask them to review your account and get it from a secured to unsecured credit card, not only will they return your money back, they will double the amount that you had there already. So for example, if you had a secured credit card and you had $1,000 in there, you gave them $1,000 to secure the credit card. When you ask them for an unsecured credit card, they're going to double the limit. So the unsecured credit card limit will be $2,000, right? So you can put as much money in there, and then by the time 6 months later, you get your money back and they'll double it. Highly recommend that credit product. What you're going to do after that is once you get approved for the Discover It secured credit card, you're going to keep utilization low as possible, 1%. Use it as much as you want throughout the month, but make sure you keep an eye out on the statement due date. On the statement due date, a few days before then, pay off the credit card to 0 if possible, and then wait for it to report to the credit reports, and then you can use it all over again. Okay, so keep utilization low. Make sure that you turn auto pay on so you do not occur a late payment. What you want to do is turn on auto pay for the minimum balance due. That way, for worst case scenario, you're traveling, you're busy, you're at school, you're working, you totally forget, right? This is your first time using a credit card, you forget, you have auto pay on, and at least it covers the minimum balance. In that way, you don't get a late payment. That is the worst thing you're going to want to do. Then after maybe 1 to 3 months of having that, or immediately if also you have the cash available, is go and apply for a secured loan, especially with a credit union. The credit union that I highly recommend is Navy Federal. Why? Because here's a little hack. What you can do is, let's say you apply for a $1,000 secured loan. What you're going to do is you're going to give them $1,000, and then they're going to give you $1,000 back as a loan. And then you're going to have $1,000 debt on your credit report, right? After a month of having it, the first month payment, you're going to pay like 95% of it. You're going to pay 95, you're going to give all the money, like 95% of the money back. So $950 back. It's going to lower the balance on that loan all the way to like 5%, right? And it's going to look amazing on your credit report because you have very low debt still on that loan. And here's the good thing. What Navy Federal doesn't do is that then it requires you to make another payment next month. No, what it does is like a credit advance. So therefore you have paid in advance, multiple months in advance of that loan. And for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you probably don't have to make a payment. And what's going to do is that Navy Federal every single month is going to count that as an on-time payment on your credit report. And you're going to have this account open for years, always consistently making on-time payments. And it's going gonna show with like a 5% utilization on it. This is gonna look amazing, especially after the 2-year mark. Then lastly, I would start rebuilding that relationship with that tier 1 institution. Like I was mentioning earlier, like Chase, Bank of America. This is, again, like I said, if you can't build that relationship right away and you don't get approved, like during all this time, you could have been building that relationship with Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or Citibank. And then, after 6 months of the Discover Edge credit card gets upgraded to an unsecured credit card, then apply for that Chase Freedom Unlimited or that Chase Freedom Flex credit card that you want from those financial institutions. And that is how you're gonna build credits the correct way. The last pro tip I'm gonna give you is make sure that you monitor your credit reports every single week. Every single week, you need to be having credit monitoring services to make sure that everything is looking fantastic. So with that being said, I hope you guys learned a lot. Leave a like, a comment, and share this video with everybody. That way everybody learns. See ya.